Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Now, please like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings, all right? Now, listen. I know you have the money, bish, is what Canelo's saying. And you know who he's saying that to? He's saying that to Terence Crawford and Turki. Canelo knows that they got dough over there. And he knows Crawford. Crawford is the fight that could get him that 150, 200 million. That's the fight that could get Canelo paid. It ain't David Benavidez. It's not. It's Crawford. Now, Canelo initially came out here saying, right, he would fight Spence, and he won't fight him, and he would fight Crawford, he won't fight Crawford, will give me this amount of money. Well, still, look, I can't talk about it, I'm about to fight Berlanga. To now, all of a sudden, things have gone quiet, right? Things have gone quiet, right? You look at Turki, and Crawford. Crawford fought Madrimov, he wants Canelo. Turki comes out, says, look, we want Canelo. Then he says Canelo basically doesn't understand. They're going to move on. He's got to be realistic with his financial demands, face Crawford. So we're going to move on. Then all of a sudden you hear that Crawford turned down Virgil Ortiz fight. Crawford doesn't want anything to do with guys at 154 pounds. It's the Canelo fight or bust. All eggs in the basket. Rolling the dice on locking down the Canelo fight. Has anyone stopped and thought about the recent events and developments to see the point of where we're at right now when it comes to Terence Crawford and Canelo? Now, let me tell y'all something. I read a lot, and I don't watch other YouTubers' channels, right? I may slide. There's two channels I may slide in every now and then if they have a live for a couple minutes talking, and then I'm bounced, right? But I don't watch other YouTubers' channels. I will make time to listen to some of these interviews from these fighters. And Canelo said, before he retires from boxing, he wants to be a billionaire. Okay? And when I think about it, and I listen to what he said, and I watch how he's moving, with him and Terence Crawford, when Canelo came out and said he doesn't care, y'all gotta listen to what this man says. He doesn't care what fans think or what people want him to do. He's earned the right to pick and choose who he wants to fight. That's what Canelo said. Now, when you stop and you really pay attention to Canelo and how he's moving right now, right? And you stop and pay attention to Crawford and how he's moving, it reminds me of my friends and I back in the day. We used to call it the F walk, the FK walk, the FU blank K walk. That's when you see a guy and a girl leaving the club, and they're trying to stagger the times they're leaving, or if they're leaving at the same time. He's going one direction, she's going one direction, but you can tell that they don't want anyone to know that they're actually leaving together to go hook up. My friends and I used to laugh. We used to call that shit the FU blank K walk. Like, yo, look, my man got the F walk going on, trying to be discreet about his movements, and the girl too. We used to laugh at that shit. And when I watch Canelo and Bud, I'm like, that's what it reminds me of. Like, they want to act like they're traveling down divergent paths, right? And they don't want no one to know that at some point they're going to come together to converge on making a fight. They don't want anyone to know, like they really think that Hood Champion's not smart enough to recognize what we used to call the FU blank K walk. They got the the F walk going on, people. That's what they got going on. Because you got to understand, Terence Crawford is very well connected. You listen when they ask Crawford certain questions. Well, how did this relationship with you and Turki, every day is Thanksgiving, Al-Sheikh come together? How did that materialize? How do you know him? I've known him for a while now. You know, we have mutual acquaintances, and I've known him for a while now. Well, have you guys ever spoken? Terence Crawford be like, no, not really. He reached out to me a while ago and said he wanted to work with me, and so I think the feelings were mutual. But I mean, here we are now. Now, when Crawford's talking, now remember, I'm just having a conversation, but I'm listening and I'm like, Crawford knows good and well he and Turki Al-Sheikh got a bromance going on. Them guys, he know all those guys over there in Saudi Arabia. You can't make me believe that Crawford isn't the unusual suspect here. He is that guy, and Canelo knows it. That's why Canelo's pressing for big money, and he's not letting up. Because Canelo knows, okay, this is the fight you want. And I know who you are, Crawford. And I know who you know. And I know this. I know that I can get this money. You guys want this fight. Good. So you pay me this. Look at Tyson Fury now. Anybody out here not seeing the parallels between Crawford, Tyson Fury, and the relationship Turki Al-Sheikh has with both of those guys? Huh? You watch old Turki every day is Thanksgiving Al-Sheikh. Look how he treated Tyson Fury. Tyson, I love you. You deserve more than the 170 million. You deserve so much more. I know how I feel about your father and your family. It's like, damn, Turki Al-Sheikh is out here going all out for Tyson Fury. Making sure he got the fights he wanted. Making sure he got the money he wanted. Now, who else has Turki Al-Sheikh had that kind of relationship with? Not Anthony Joshua. If you let Eddie Hearn tell the story, he'll tell you that that's the relation. Anthony Joshua has a similar relationship with Turki every day is Thanksgiving Al-Sheikh. Forget what Eddie Hearn says. What do you see? There's only been one person outside of Tyson Fury that Turki Al-Sheikh has, seems to be willing to lay his head on the chopping block. In Saudi, they know all about it. They're putting their heads on chopping blocks and shit. There's only one person outside of Tyson Fury, and it's Terence Crawford. But why? That's all I'm saying. Out of all of those fighters out there, why is he getting behind Terence Crawford the same way he got behind Tyson Fury? And I got to sit here and ask the question because some things are starting to make sense to Hood Champion. See, you guys we got to critically think and critically assess what we're seeing. See what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, Bob Arum, Crawford was always making more money as far as what he was getting paid, right? Arum claims he lost money on a lot of Crawford's fights. Nobody ever stopped to figure out what, if you're losing money on his fights, why do you keep paying him these $5-6 million or whatever Crawford was making, right? Why are you still paying him all this money if you're going into fights and you know you're going to lose? We understand contracts, but you can't tell me that these contracts that these guys are writing don't have some kind of clause in there that's saying if fighters are underperforming or something like that, and you see this depression of pay-per-view numbers, right, that they can't come now and make adjustments to how much a fighter's going to be paid. I know there's, again, if it says you're guaranteed of X amount of dollars, but just something about all that doesn't make sense to me. And then to see that Crawford and Arum end up in a lawsuit and nobody's saying anything, but Crawford ends up being settled out of court. Any and everything that comes that has to do with Terence Crawford and money, how come Crawford always ends up being the guy who wins? How come everyone else loses but not Crawford? They try to make the Earl Spence fight. Crawford broke away from Bob Arum. He's out here trying to do things on his own, is what we thought. Then the $50 million. I told everybody that shit was Saudi Arabia. Bozos were saying, it's not Saudi Arabia. It's Warren Buffett. Tight ass Warren Buffett is just going to give Crawford $50 million and say, hey, yeah, if the fight does well, then we'll make a profit. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. You'll get $25 million. Earl Spence gets $25 million. And we don't care if it's just $50 million. You want me to... Dumbasses coming out here in my comments arguing with me saying Warren Buffett is going to put up the $50 million because he don't care about losing $50 million. Warren Buffett drives a goddamn Hyundai Sonata or some shit. That man lives in like a 2,500 square foot house. Get out of here. Warren Buffett give this goddamn Warren Alashiki the hell out of here. This shit came from Saudi. But just, again, big money for Vanessian. BLK Prime. What happened to BLK Prime? Where's BLK Prime, people? And now Crawford is out here again in a position. This time, huge money on the line. And you got a guy, Turki Al-Sheikh, who's not going to allow that ship to sail away. He's going to make sure that he docks that ship, he gets on, and he does whatever he needs to do to make sure that if that ship was to sail off, at least it sails off with a deal in place for Crawford and Canelo to fight next. Now you can say, look, man, Hood Champion, man, here you go with your conspiracy theories. You always sitting here trying to piece things together, man, and do your damn Scooby-Doo shit, your Inspector Gadget stuff. Listen here, man. You go get yourself a magnifying glass and you go Blue's Clues and shit. It ain't hard, man, to sit here and see that there's something more that meets the eye when it comes to Terence Crawford, his relationship with Saudi Arabia. And Canelo Alvarez knows. He's like, I know you had the money, bish. Alvarez knows he ain't going for the bullshit. Anyway, y'all sit back and just see how this plays out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't think so. But I think Terence Crawford is very well connected with the Saudis. I think Crawford and Tyson Fury, I think there's a whole lot of similarities there as far as them and who they know, and the fact that Crawford and Tyson Fury just happen to be the chosen ones. Now, I know some people say, nah, Hood Champion, just Crawford is a pound-for-pound elite fighter, man. He's that guy in boxing. So Turkey just aligning himself with Crawford, and that's all it is. Wants to make the best fights and see a superstar like Crawford get in there and fight another superstar like Alvarez. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I think that's some of it, but I think, let's say 25% of it could be that. The other 75% of the motivation to make that, when it comes to Crawford and Canelo, I think has everything to do with that relationship. Now the thing is, what is it Crawford may have done that would make Turki al-Sheikh feel like he owes him something, right? I owe this to you. It's not a big deal. You deserve to be compensated in some way. There had to be something that happened at some point in time that involved Terence Crawford for Turki al-Sheikh to just want to basically, man, walk in step with him, be like conjoined twins and shit, and feel like he wants to help Crawford achieve unimaginable wealth. Anyway, I'm going to keep doing my research and reading and seeing if I can find something that would explain the relationship between Crawford and Turki al-Sheikh. Out of all those fighters out there, Turki al-Sheikh had really gotten behind Tyson Fury and was just showing, unparalleled support. And now, out of all the fighters, he's gotten behind Terence Crawford. And again, showing that the support he's shown for Tyson Fury is tantamount to what he's now showing for Terence Crawford. Unparalleled, unmatched support, and going to give his man the kind of payday that's going to lead him also to unimaginable wealth. And Canelo knows it. That's why he's like, yeah, y'all want me? Okay, it's going to cost you. And I know you got the money. Terence Crawford, I know you know. Y'all going to pay me. Now, y'all watch this fight happen and watch how much money Crawford gets paid and Canelo gets paid. Then y'all be coming back at him, a hood champion. You were right, hood champion. I should have never questioned you. Anyway, I'm about to go jogging and lift weights. I'm in the breeze.